Hi, I'm Snow White, and welcome back to Snow White and the Seven Does podcast. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited for this week's episode. I feel like this is my expertise, so let's just dive right in. This episode is called Life is Sales. And if you're good at sales, you're good at life, okay? And sales is just confidence. It's just confidence and energy. That's it. People don't buy what you sell, they buy you, how you carry yourself, the value that you feel you hold, they feel that. And I'm not just talking about business here. Every single relationship is a negotiation or sale. You are selling your time, your energy, your presence, and your ideas. It all involves selling a version of yourself or your values. How we present ourselves is a form of selling. Are you selling the truth about yourself or are you selling a persona? That's why authenticity always wins. It is so important. I cannot stress this enough. It is so important to align your inner world with your outer message. So what are you producing? What are you creating? Does it align with you? Is it you? Because you can feel that. Like if you're unauthentic, you don't buy from unauthentic, you buy from authentic. So even when I was in my sales role of project managing and home renovations, they bought me, my personality. I would go in there and the first thing that I asked wouldn't be, okay, what color cabinets do you guys want? The first thing that I would ask is, how many people are in your family? How many people live here? What do you do for a living? What do you like to do in your free time? You need to gather information because knowledge is power, and with that power you can control. Okay? And I don't mean a negative control. I just mean control the situation. When you're in any sales negotiation, you need to have subtle control. If I don't personalize every single situation, sales situation, to the person that I'm interacting with, it's gonna miss them because it's not for them. So like for instance, if you're in a sales situation and you know that this person's an engineer, okay, I'm not gonna just go fast through like the facts. I'm gonna go super detailed through the facts because an engineer wants to know how. It wants to know why. It wants to know where. So I'm not just gonna shoot out a number, $100,000, and not give them a detailed breakdown of where that $100,000 came from. If they tell me, oh yeah, I like to golf in my free time. Oh yeah, these are amazing golf clubs. How'd you get them? Oh, there was an amazing sale. Noted. They're an impulse buyer. They buy because of a discount. Okay, at the end, I'm gonna give them a discount. If that's in business or in life. When I would throw out a number, $200,000. First of all, $200,000, shut the fuck up. The first person who talks after you press price or any sales like thing, once you press whatever you're trying to press, the first person who talks loses. So shut up and stand there confidently. Honestly, act like you don't give a fuck. Start checking your nails, like, this has, whether you say no or yes, it doesn't affect me. Never be afraid to walk away. If you are desperate, they feel that. If you are valuable, they feel that. And honestly, guys, I got inspired to do this episode because my ex-boyfriend reached out and asked me for help with sales, with closing deals. And I was like, if I have to do charity work for this man, I'm doing this for the whole world. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. I dropped out of college when I was 19 years old. I started making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. He was there during that process and he saw what I did. He continued getting his college degree. He graduated, and as soon as he graduated, he lives in San Diego right now, and I asked him, why aren't you using your college degree? He said, it's too competitive out here in San Diego. He started doing exactly what I was doing, or at least tried. I'm wishing him the best, but that's what I'm saying is when you listen to yourself, because I was in college and I was miserable, okay? I was miserable. So if you're in college and you have a purpose and you feel good being there, continue being there. You're meant to be there. But when I was in college, it was like pulling teeth, getting myself to go to class every day. I hated it. I didn't like what I was learning. And I felt like I was kind of in a mill. Like there was just so many people around me and we're getting shot out, like spit out the same direction. And all these people are graduating and still being lost. And I was realizing this and I was like, this is not what I want. This is not what I want. And especially because I was funding myself, I would have had to take out loans. For me, it didn't make sense and it didn't feel good. Follow your emotional compass. Whatever feels good to you, I promise you, if you follow it, it's going to lead you where you need to go. For me, college wasn't for me. I dropped out and immediately I started seeing miracles come into my life. Miracles. It is insane for a 19-year-old to walk into someone's house and ask them for $100,000 the day of, and for them to sign on the dotted line and say, yes, I trust you with my home. I trust this girl, this little girl. Literally, I had acne. I literally looked like a little girl, but for some reason, when I went into that sales, I had something to prove, literally something to prove. I had a fire under my butt, and I knew that this is where I was supposed to be, and I knew I was gonna be successful at it. I knew I was gonna be good at it. Within 2 months, I rose to the top of my company. Within 2 months, okay? I was the best at my company. I was beating 50-year-old men, 40, 50-year-old men. And I was 20 years old, a 20-year-old little girl. I had never owned a home. I didn't even know what like a refinancing was. I didn't know any of these things. But every word I said it as if it was a fact, and they believed it. They believed it, and they trusted me because I came in there with the energy that I already made the sale, that I already had it. I love sales because it taught me manifestation, and it taught me energy. It taught me so much about how your energy can change any situation. 2 or 3 minutes before the appointment, I'd sit outside in my car, I'd close my eyes, and I'd visualize myself walking into the appointment, like knocking on their door, them opening the door, me going through the appointment, going through the process, the steps, designing the kitchen, going through the sales pitch, and closing the sales pitch. And I'd envision myself walking out of that house with a signed contract. I would plant the visualization in the client's head of us working together. Imagine us doing this. Doesn't this seem so fun? I would leave and I would get job offers, I would get referrals, I would get people wanting me to date their son, because I didn't just go in there as a salesperson. I went in there as me, and I had the best time of my life in every single person's house, so that they would want me back, so that they would call me back. That girl's energy is amazing. I want more of her. I want to learn more about her. That's why they bought from me. Not because of my product, because of me, because I was authentic. And I would tell them, I'm doing this so that I can one day open up a yoga retreat. Oh my God, that opens so much doors for conversation and for personalization. And the more authentic I was, except I didn't tell him I was 20. I wouldn't tell him I was 20. One time, my first client actually, after the job finished, I got my check, he paid my last check. He was like, so can I know how old you are now? And I was like, guess. And he was like, 25, 26? I was 20. I said, yeah, 25. And he was like, you are an amazing place in your life right now. That's insane that you have gone so far when you're 25. I was 20. Babe, if you want to drop out of school and you want to start a business, do it. Do it. Because this is my philosophy of it. I wanted to go into the medical field. I was a COVID freshman, and it just completely changed my outlook on the medical field and just like who I was actually. Like I really had that time to sit down with myself and ask myself, what do you want to do? And I told myself YouTube at that time, but I was too chicken to try it. But I was like, okay, I don't want to be in the medical field. Maybe I'll try business. My mom was huge in business. I'm good at sales. I like this. I want to start a business one day. Maybe this is good. But then to me, I was doing some research, and the average college degree, at least in California, gives you a salary, like a base level salary of $50K after you graduate. I would have had to take out minimum of $100,000 in loans for out-of-state tuition at San Diego State University. Granted, if you're like in high school or something, or in college, whatever, you can go about it so many different ways. You might have different financing options, whatever. I wanted to do the bougie way. You don't have to do the bougie way, okay? So that's why it didn't work for me. But I just didn't see a return on investment. If I were to invest $100,000 and only get $50K back a year, and then I also have to continuously keep up with my living expenses and everything like that, for me, it seemed like a trap. But for other people, it works. For me, it didn't make sense. If I want to start a business, let me take that $100,000 that I'm about to put into loans and start a freaking business. That's what I thought, okay? Selling isn't just transactional, it's spiritual. It's about belief, confidence, and connection. Simply put, if you're not sold on yourself, no one else will be. If you go in there and think, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, they think the same thing. This guy has no idea what they're doing. If you aren't sold on who you are, they're not buying it. Confidence is contagious, my love. That's all you need. Sell without selling. Put it on easy mode. Have fun. Make it easy. That's how you sell. Anything in life. A partner, a friendship, anything. If you have fun and your energy is magnetic, like you're literally just joyful and happy, it wants you, okay? You don't need to chase anything. It wants you. Have a balance between soul and strategy. Like when you're asking questions, ask them while nodding your head yes. Okay? Just simple psychology, little things like that. Do you want to go to this concert? Nod your head yes. Watch them say yes. When I was in like a closing strategy, one of the major pushbacks that you're gonna get in a sales negotiation is that I just don't make decisions on the spot, or like if they give you a no, if initially you get a no, this is how you can overcome it. And it's a circle close. So whatever you're trying to do, you want to circle close. So say you press whatever you want to press. You want something from your friend, or you're in a sales situation. You put out what you want, or you put out the deal, the negotiation, you put out your deal, and then you silence yourself, and then they give you your answer. If they say yes, perfect. If they say no, here's what you do. They give you the response, like, no, it's just a lot of money right now. I just want to think about it, do a little bit more research. Totally understandable. If I was in your position, I would do the exact same thing. Now talk about something else. Talk about their kids, something that you guys bonded about. Talk about yoga, spirituality, whatever. Talk about them as a person. Come away from the business or whatever you're trying to get away, step away from it, and talk about something else. Redirect them. After you redirect them for like 5-10 minutes, come back to it, but in a way that makes them excited. So if it's like a kitchen, or if it's a concert or something like that, wow, imagine yourself like just being able to cook and not have like the clutter of the dishes in this small sink, or imagine how easy it's gonna be to do this, or imagine how fun this concert's gonna be. Imagine. Have them visualize it, because sales taught me manifestation. If they can visualize themselves doing it, they're going to more likely say yes. Have them visualize it actively. Get them up from their seats. Walk them through the whole plan. Make it like a big picture, like put on a show. You want them to feel the feeling of already having it. We're manifesting here. we're having them manifest. Actually, we're manipulating them into manifesting the outcome that we want. So wouldn't this feel amazing? Isn't this great? Wouldn't your life be so much easier for X, Y, and Z? This is adding value to your life. It's not taking, because it's an equal exchange. So yeah, you have to pay for it, but you're getting more than you asked for, more than it's worth. A great deal. Get them excited and circle close. So if it's about, you like my company, right? Nod yes. Yes. You like my product, yeah? Yes. You feel comfortable with my protection, you feel comfortable with everything I've gone over. If it's whatever it is, you feel comfortable. You like this, you like this, you like this, you like this. You get to the point of where the problem is. You get to the funnel of where the problem is. So, and in most sales negotiations, 99.99999% of the time, the problem's money. Okay, so if it gets down to that, I want you to signal out money, okay? So make them see that they like every single thing except for the price, except for what the problem is. So figure out what the problem is, and then present a solution. So if it's money, then you want to play a game. You never want to give them exactly what they want, but if you can get like the special number, you can kind of play a game with that. Most sales situations is a commission job, so you can play a game. I always told my managers, hey, I'm going to play a game with you. I'm going to call you. Don't make it easy. Make it extremely hard. Whatever it is, you want to play hard to get with it. If they give you a no, now's the time to have fun. Now they can't have it. No. You don't even have the choice to say yes anymore. Okay, perfect. Take it away. Take it away. I didn't want you to sign it. I'm too busy or whatever. Take it away. If they want to play a game, and never be afraid to walk away. And before you give up, if they tell you no in any situation, before you give up, ease off, cool down, and then reapply the pressure harder, push harder than the first time. And don't be afraid to push. Don't be afraid to push. I know that sometimes people think that like in sales, like the pushy people are like kind of icky, but do it in a way that just respects your time, in a way that is framing yourself as someone who is valuable, not someone who's pushy, but someone who's valuable, because my time is valuable. So I'm not coming back here again. I'm not coming back here for you to waste my time and ask me questions again. If you have questions, you ask me right now, because I don't need this. Okay, you called me, you wanted this service, You need this. I don't need this. After this, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I have a bunch of things to do, a bunch of money coming in. So this is the least of my worries, okay? Nonchalant. Push for that last little thing. Have the confidence to just try one more time, okay? Just one more time. 3 strike, I always go by the three strike rule. Once 3 strikes, I'm out. You can't win every single one. That's just how it works. But play the game. If they want to play a game too. And reframe the fear of sales. A lot of people, a lot of creatives, entrepreneurs are afraid of sales, are afraid to push, are afraid to ask. If what you're selling can change lives, do not be afraid to push it. For example, right now I'm selling a journal, a manifestation self-help journal. I'm not gonna be afraid to tell all my family and friends about it. If somebody tells me about their problems or whatever, bring it up, because I know that it can help them. So it's honestly my purpose to help them, to give them this service that can help them, because that's what literally they're asking for. And in those situations of like home renovations or stuff, I know in the market of construction that if I walk out of this door right now and they don't sign with me, they're gonna sign with someone else. They want this job done eventually. So if it's not me, it's someone else. But I know and I trust myself to do the very best job possible. Therefore, I know that they need me, and that if I walk out of this door, they're not gonna get the quality of service that they would have gotten with me. Just have that mindset walking into any negotiation or sales things, that they need me, they want me, I'm the thing that's valuable here, I have the worth, I'm the prize, and so it be. Emotions influence decisions. So if you're in any sales meeting and you can get them to be vulnerable with you, talk about things that make them happy, they're going to relate whatever you're selling to that feeling of happiness. So like when I'm selling, like I want to talk about their baby, I want to talk about like the day that they got married, I want to talk about the greatest moments of their life. I want to make them feel good. I leave the house and they feel so happy. They're like, oh my God. And learn how to tap into your emotional intelligence to be magnetic, because same thing reads. Like if you walk into the room miserable, then that like they can feel that. If you walk into the room happy and energetic, they can feel that. So if you have a bad day or you're angry or things like that, it's okay to feel emotions. Feel the emotions, understand what you're feeling. Okay, I'm feeling angry right now. I'm feeling frustrated right now. I'm feeling sad right now. Identify the emotion, sit with it, realize why you're feeling that way, and validate your emotions, and then move past it. You don't have to sit in it. Validate your emotions. Okay, I see why you're feeling that way. Let it go. Keep going. And go back to the state of positivity, of being magnetic, and being just high vibe. You're not gonna sell everybody, and you don't need everybody to buy from you, just the people that believe in you. The people that believe in your message are your target audience. Speak to the people that are already looking for you. If they have a problem and you can give them a solution, you've got a sale. Sell your vision. Your success in life depends on how well you can communicate your vision to clients, to partners, and to the universe. If you're telling the universe mixed messages, or your ego is saying, I want this, but your subconscious believes that you aren't worthy of that, and you're sending the universe mixed messages, you're gonna continue to get those mixed messages. But if you are firm on your vision, you are firm on your belief system, you are firm on everything, and you are able to communicate that clearly to the universe, to your partners, to your clients, sold. Sold. Every moment you are always enrolling someone in your dream. So if life is really sales, the question isn't whether you're selling, it's what are you selling? Are you selling fear or are you selling faith? Are you selling scarcity or are you selling soul? Are you selling a diluted version of you or the real you, the magnetic you? Every word, every post, every presence, it's all communication. And the most powerful sale you'll ever make is to yourself. So believe in your vision, believe in your goals, believe in you. Speak boldly and share it like someone's life depends on it. Because maybe it does. Maybe they need you. Thank you so much for listening. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with someone who needs a reminder. You are always selling, so sell something worth believing in. I'm Snow White. This is Snow White and the 7 Does podcast. I'll see you next week.